If you're watching this video, that probably means your family or friends. And I thought this was just a great way to kind of catch everyone up to speed with what's going on with our Faust family. And let me just say, we are as shocked as you. We would have never dreamed. In fact, we'd planned on staying at Lebanon Christian Church till we were old and gray, or till you just got tired of us. And so we are shocked, and who knew that God had a different plan? Several months ago, my buddy Paul Vyers called and said, "Hey Lee, what would it take to get you to come to Woodland Hills Christian Church?" And I kind of laughed at him a little bit, but you have to know my buddy Paul. This is the guy that I've been fishing with for the last 23 years. This is the guy. Paul was at my wedding. Paul was one of the first people to ever hold my son Benjamin. Paul and Marcia are the couple that we jumped in an RV and we made a lap around the Green Canyon. We've spent several weeks out west. That we met Paul and Marcia at Johnson University at the early age of 18 years old, and we've watched each other's kids grow up, and they're the people who we do life with. And so when I say best friend, you need to know that Paul's very much like a brother to me. In fact, I don't know if anyone outside my family knows me as well as Paul knows me. So when the elders were discussing at Woodland Hills their next hire, Paul said, "I know the guy that you're describing, and if we can't get Lee, we need someone just like him." Paul basically said, "Lee, we want you to come, and we want you to do what you do best." And so I'll be going to Abingdon, Virginia, the Woodland Hills Christian Church. I'll be their executive pastor. I'll be on the preaching team with Paul, preaching maybe, 20-25% of the time. And then I'll have direct responsibility over their local community outreach, their men's ministry, their hospitality. Like I said, the things that I do best, the way God's wired me. So I'm really excited to see how God can use me and my gifts as I really get to focus on them and offer my best. After a lot of prayer and wrestling with our emotions, we've decided this is the door that God's opened, and we've got to follow Him and His lead. And let me just say for sure, this is way out of our comfort zone. That we have a great peace about it, however, for two reasons. One, I've already mentioned, that this gives me an opportunity to use my skill set and talents to the best for the kingdom. But secondary, I really think this is the right time for Lebanon Christian Church, that we are at a very healthy place, that we're debt-free now, that we're looking to the future and casting vision. So I think it's ready for new leadership, new life, that we're at capacity in our space. We're looking to add a third service, that we have a great relationship with our community. And I really believe that we're making a difference here in Lebanon. And so LCC needs a pastor who has the experience and the leadership skills to help you grow to your full potential. And I have a great confidence in our elders that they'll prayerfully follow God's direction as they consider the next senior minister here at Lebanon Christian Church. Please know this has not been an easy decision for our family, that we've been so loved by the church and this community, that we've been so blessed to see our kids grow up here. I mean, how many churches give the opportunity for their children to grow up in a healthy place? And our kids have been spoiled by great children's ministry, great student ministry. My daughter's call for missions developed here as you taught her to care and to have compassion for others. How many churches would allow a 15-year-old punk kid to have the stage and lead adult worship? And you did that for Benjamin, and we're grateful. My wife, Johnny, has fallen in love with the kids at this church. She loves on a Sunday morning to have those little ones run up and say, Miss Johnny, and give her a big old squeeze. Of course, for me, they say love covers a multitude of sin. And I know that y'all put up with me just because you love me. And so for that, we're forever grateful that your love for us has been unconditional, and you've allowed us to be ourselves. And I trust and know that you'll offer the same love and care and support for the next pastor and his family at Lebanon Christian Church. And so what's next? Well, July the 12th will be our last Sunday here at Lebanon Christian Church, and we'll pack up and move down to Abingdon, Virginia. And if you don't know where that is, maybe you've heard of the Bristol Raceway, Bristol, Tennessee. We're going to be just outside of the Bristol racetrack, the next couple of exits down. In planning with our elders, I've asked that they not lay the burden of preaching each week on our pastors. And so they are considering the idea of an interim preaching pastor while they do their search for LCC's next senior minister. And I know our staff so appreciate the wisdom of that. And then I'd also just say how excited we are, Johnny and I, for the church, that God has prepared the church for this time, for this season of life, just like he did with Harry and Gail. He did for Johnny and I have to believe that he's also going to do it again, that God will be faithful and that God will continue to guide and direct our elders in this process just like he always has. So Johnny and I give our love to you. We'll be forever grateful for you and for our LCC family. Thank you. We love you.